Whew, that's a butt kicker. Ugh, this video is a workout. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dave from Chase the Summit, and today we're in my little pain cave here. We're gonna be talking about my treadmill. This is the 2020 Nordictrack x11i Incline trainer. I got really lucky with the timing of this treadmill. I bought it back in March before all of this pandemic stuff happened. I didn't even see it coming really, it was just coincidence. I just wanted a treadmill to train indoors during the colder months here in Massachusetts. This replaced a really junky treadmill that my wife's parents gave us a while ago. That treadmill actually used to electrocute us while in use. So this was a welcome upgrade. So the X11i has a bunch of cool features, but there are some things I kind of hate about it. We're going to talk about those today. Before we get into it, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful at all or at least entertaining, and consider hitting that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this in the future. I also want to note this is not a sponsored video. I didn't get a media discount or anything. I paid with my own hard-earned cash. I'm not going to read through the specs or get too detailed about the Nordictrack x11i. I just want to talk about what it's actually like to use and what my experience has been so far. First off, let's rewind a little bit to back in March when I bought the treadmill and my experience purchasing it. It was pretty weird. The problem with Nordictrack treadmills is you can't just go to a store and try one. You have to just buy it and hope it works. They do have a return policy, but in the fine print, there's actually a huge fee if you do return the treadmill. It's like $250 or something. The 2020 Nordictrack Incline trainer comes in 3 flavors. You've got the X11i like I have here, there's an X22i, and there's an X32i. And the only big difference on each of these treadmills is the size of their LCD screen, which is really strange considering the huge price difference. Like I could go to Best Buy and buy a 40-inch TV for a couple $100, but to upgrade to the 32-inch model, you have to spend $1,000. Out of the box, the treadmill comes with a 1-year warranty on the electronics and a 10-year warranty on the frame. But you can add more warranty to that if you decide to. That covers the whole thing. I think I paid like another $100 for that warranty, and I got like a 4-year coverage. I thought it was worth it because I had issues with my old treadmill, and finding parts is just a pain in the butt. It's not something I wanted to have to worry about. So the big selling point on this treadmill to me was the incline. This treadmill goes up to 40% incline, which is insane. It's really steep. I'm not an elite athlete or anything, but at 40% incline, I cannot run at all. It's basically a power hike at that point. And the other cool thing is it can actually go into decline mode to simulate running downhill. I know there's a lot of dynamics to running downhill, so this isn't exactly replicating it, but it's still pretty cool to have. However, there are some issues with the decline mode. If you go to the maximum -6 degrees, it actually limits how fast you can set the speed of the treadmill to. And in my opinion, that's kind of weird because usually when you run downhill, you're running faster than you would on a normal grade. And I understand this is probably a safety concern or something, but still, there should be some waiver you can hit on a button and allow yourself to go as fast as you want downhill. So as far as the form factor goes, this thing is really heavy. It's 300 pounds. So if you want to move it around your house, it's a bit of a challenge. It does have some wheels on it, but really moving it isn't really an option. The other thing is it doesn't fold up like a lot of other treadmills do. So where you put it, you're kind of committing that space to be the treadmill space. That's okay with me. This is our little workout area, so it's okay with me, but a lot of people might have an issue with that. The treadmill does go up to 12 miles per hour, which is plenty enough for me. I'm not that fast of a runner. However, there is a huge issue with the top speed on this thing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, so we're over here at the treadmill to take a look at the hardware and the controls. On the left-hand side here, you've got your incline and decline settings from -6 all the way up to 40%. On the right-hand side, you've got your speed setting from 1 to 12 miles per hour. Down below that, you've got incline incremental changes you can make and speed on the right-hand side. Start and stop button, your fan control for these 2 little fans here, which you can actually angle depending how tall you are. And then you've got volume controls for the built-in speakers. The Bluetooth on this thing is really weird. It's purely for these speakers down here. You can pair your phone to the speaker, play music on your phone, it'll come out the speaker. The Nordictrack x11i comes with a 1-year subscription to iFit. iFit is really cool. It's got a whole bunch of workouts and videos you can run along to with like famous runners and coaches. It's really immersive and it makes running on a treadmill a lot more tolerable. However, there's a huge issue here. Like I was talking about with the Bluetooth speaker down here, Bluetooth isn't in the tablet. Like there's no pairing settings up here. So if you're watching a workout and there's a guy running along and telling you the history of Ecuador or whatever trail you're on, you're not gonna hear that through your earbuds. You can't pair this tablet with your earbuds, which is a big issue for me because a lot of times I'm running in my family's home and they don't want to hear this thing blaring while I'm running. The tablet works over Wi-Fi only, so it connects to your home network, and that's how it uploads data to iFit. And the other weird thing is there's no 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can't even plug in a pair of wired headphones to do this. Another thing I found really strange about the Nordictrack x11i is this tablet holder. So when I bought this treadmill, I saw pictures on the internet that showed off this tablet holder, and I was like, great, I can put my Galaxy Tab up there and watch Netflix or whatever while I'm running. The treadmill showed up in my door, it was installed and assembled, and guess what? No tablet holder was up there. So I called Nordictrack and I spoke with a representative who said, oh, that was the older model. This is the 2020 model, doesn't have a tablet holder. But then I looked at the back of the treadmill and there's like 4 obvious designated screws for a tablet holder right there in the back. So I called back, I got a different representative, and that guy actually said, oh yeah, that should have came with it. And he sent me one like overnight. I had a tablet holder, and this thing's actually pretty great. It fits a really big tablet, but I don't know why it didn't come in the box. So if you buy one of these things, make sure you get that. There's a couple of issues with the usability here. So the magnetic safety switch down here is really a pain in the butt for me. I'll admit I don't wear the little wristband when I run on the treadmill, just not something I want to do. But if you accidentally knock this thing, which I do all the time, it's so easy to pop this off. And when this unplugs, the reaction of the treadmill is jarring. It slams the brakes on really fast, and you can actually like run into the front of the treadmill, and it can be kind of weird. All right, we're going handheld here, so bear with the wobbles that you see in the video. All right, so this is the dashboard of the app here, and you can see down the bottom, we've got home, calendar, create, browse, and on air. This actually is a new feature they added a week ago. That's something that's kind of cool about this. They do routine firmware updates regularly. So in the browse tab, it gives you all of these different workouts. This top one's just like a featured workout. And there's 35 workouts within this Costa Rica 5K training series. So they have these series where you can kind of build yourself up. They start out pretty easy, and by the end, you're doing like pretty intense workouts. So in the create tab, you can create your own course. This is actually pretty cool. You can, select a point basically, and then select an endpoint, and it'll create this route. It shows you your elevation, your speed. So if you want to run a little faster or slower, and then you can hit save new workout. And I've made a few of these. So here's one of my custom workouts. It's the Mount Washington Auto Road, which is up here in New Hampshire. This has a whole bunch of elevation gain, as you can see. 2,621 feet of elevation gain. So I just started my Mount Washington Auto Road road climb here, and you can see we're at -5% decline because we're just on the approach road getting up to the mountain. This will actually give you street view all the way to the top of the mountain, and on a course like this, it's pretty valuable. It's kind of scenic to look at. You can just glance down and see a picture of Mount Washington. If you click on this button, you get a map view, and you can see where you are along the route. So I'm way back here, and you can see this is the route going up the mountain to the summit, and then it turns around up here and it goes back down to the base. Then over here we've got this is a satellite view of the mountain, so you can see is right about here we break tree line and we go up towards the summit. If you swipe down from the top, you get a few more metrics if you want to look at more detail. You've got your speed, incline, decline, calories burned, heart rate. If we go back to the browse tab here, I'll show you what it's like to run one of these pre-configured workouts. So we'll try this Costa Rica 5K. So this Costa Rica 5K program is hosted by Tommy Rivers Puzzi. You can see that's his trainer profile. That'll show all the videos he's made for the iFit platform. There's even like strength training in here. So if you have a set of dumbbells or body weight exercises, you can partake in that. So
here we are, guys. Whoa. Back in beautiful Costa Rica.
It's today so loud.
No more than 77% of our max heart rate during those first 20 minutes. And then guys, today we're gonna focus on speed.
All right, Tommy, thanks for all that. This treadmill natively doesn't sync with Strava, which I'm not sure why it doesn't. Seems like it's got enough smarts to be able to do that, but it's not there yet. This is an interesting camera angle. Remember a while ago when I said top speed had a big issue? Well, here's my biggest beef with the Nordictrack x11i, and I don't know if it's just my unit, maybe it's defective, or this is globally the problem with all of these treadmills. For whatever reason, if I go beyond 9 miles per hour in my speed, the vibration on this thing goes completely crazy. It essentially jumps off the ground with every footstep I take. It feels like it's gonna come off the ground. It's very violent, it's aggressive, and it's nearly impossible to run on. The deck becomes so shaky that you don't even know when your foot's gonna land on it. It actually happened the other day and my kids got scared and ran out of the room. So this is 9 miles per hour. And it's starting, you can start to hear it. So it's hanging in there right now, but watch what happens when I go to 10. Jumping all over the place. Does that sound like a $2,000 treadmill to you? I did contact Nordictrack regarding the vibration issue I'm having. They walked me through trying to level it with the feet in the back. That didn't help at all. They also told me to just tighten all of the screws, which I did. There were a couple that were a little loose, but that didn't help at all. And they told me to call back. So I did call back and actually sent them a video of me running on it to demonstrate how bad it was. And they just told me, that's kind of normal. It does get a little bit louder at that point. It's totally not normal. This thing is like bouncing off the ground. It's driving me nuts. I'm kind of at a loss here. It seems like they're not going to send a technician out to look at it, and they're not responding to the email with my video attached. So I don't really know what to do other than film this video and tell you about it. Hopefully they watch this and they fix it. So what's my take on the Nordictrack x11i as a whole? Well, it's basically like the least worst option right now. It seems like the whole treadmill industry is like stuck in the 1990s or something. Like there's very little innovation going on. There's not a whole lot of technology being advanced. It's basically still the same thing. Metal frame with a motor that moves a treadmill belt, and that's about it. The only thing that's getting a little bit more technology is the console itself with that tablet. But again, that doesn't have everything I need. I want Strava support, and I want to be able to pair my headphones with the thing so my whole family doesn't have to listen to my training plan. That said, I do love the incline on this thing. I like the decline. I like being able, the course builder thing is a lot of fun. And all of the videos and the workouts in iFit is a ton of fun, I'll admit. But because of that headphone issue, I find myself just using my tablet so I can listen to Netflix or whatever. So at the end of the day, would I buy it again? I think so. I'm not really sure. There's just not a whole lot of options out there. When you look at the market, there's nothing that goes to the steep incline like this one, or have the decline options. There's a couple of declines, but they only go to like 3% or whatever. So this is really the best for my needs in my training. But if you're more of a road runner and you don't really care about the incline or the decline, I'd say maybe look elsewhere. So this is a challenge for you, treadmill manufacturers. I want you to innovate and do something cool. Get me excited about the treadmill. I already hate treadmills enough. All right, that's enough of that. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you thought this was a helpful video, and consider subscribing to see more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video.